everyone, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I'm back with another one-page wonder. I guess I've been on a little bit of a roll of these lately, but I just love them and they're so fun and easy and quick. So this one was inspired by Liz, the Paper Project, so I'll link her channel in the description for the inspiration. She did this one, I think, about a year or so ago. So here we go. So I just have a loose ribbon closure on mine. Mine got chunky, and watch, when I take this off, it kind of pops open a little bit, so I put a little ribbon around mine. Okay, so the front has a little pocket that I've decorated and put a tag in, and I'll tell you about the papers I'm using after we look at it. It opens this way, just a little side pocket. I put a cute little envelope, glued it here, and I didn't put anything in here. I could have. Maybe I'll put something in there later. I installed it as a pocket as well. And then it opens up. We have another little pocket. Look at all these cute little pieces with this kit that I'm going to tell you about. I just love the colors. I couldn't pass it up. And then I thought it went well with the scrapbook paper that I picked too. So, or I think it does. Let's see. And then this is so fun. It's a gatefold, and this is what I got really excited about when I saw it. So it opens like this. There's different ways you can do the edges. You don't have to do a decorative cut like mine. And then it opens. So cute, right? So there's a pocket. Wow, come on. And this is just a tuck spot that I put a journaling card on. And we're a pocket here. And again, you could decorate more if you wanted to, but I just liked the paper. And then it folds up, and then you can open it up. And I did another pocket, and then here I just put one of the images from the kit I was using, and I just think it looks so cute. And then it ties up like this. So I am just really excited about this one. I hope you guys are too. And I see making a lot of these or myself. I think they would be a great card. You could put gift cards, you could put notes, you could put photos. Just what a sweet way to let somebody know you're thinking about them. So it'll also do great in a journal. Mine got chunky because I really kind of put a bunch of stuff in there, but you could probably make it flatter if you wanted to. So let me tell you about the paper. The scrapbook paper used is double-sided, and this is, let's see, is it Echo Park or Cartabella? It's Cartabella. They're the same company, but just their lines. They have a Cartabella and an Echo Park. Flora number 6, soft stems. So I will do my best to find a link if you're interested in these papers. And I have to decide which one I'm going to use for the one we're going to make together. I think I'm going to use this one, even though I think that dark would look really fun. But I'll probably make another one, so it's all good. And then I have a digital kit that I got from Liana Scrap. I found her shop just like last week, and some of her kits just really, I got excited about. So I got this one, and it's actually the Daydreaming add-on kit, the junk journal add-on kit. I may have to go back and get the actual junk journal kit, but I just wanted to support, another creator, and her things are beautiful. So here's just some more of the pieces from the add-on kit that I'm going to use to make pockets and the pieces to put in my one-page wonder. All right, so that's what I'm using. I will have everything in the description linked for you, including the measurements in scoring. So, all right, here we go. Start with a 12 by 12 piece of paper. And I don't know which side is going to be easier for you guys to see. We'll just do our best as we go. The scoring is so easy. We score at 4 inches and at 8 inches. Turn the paper once, and we're scoring at 4 inches and 8 inches. Okay, so now you have the 9 squares, little grid. I'm going to take a moment to crease mine and ink it so you can see where I'm going to do some cutting. You can cut yours before you fold and crease once you see what you're doing, right? But that's up to you. So let me just take a moment and I'm going to crease on all my score lines. And this is a very thick scrapbook cardstock, so that's another reason I guess it gets a little chunky. I think it would do fine if you used one that was a little bit thinner, but that's up to you. Okay, so welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to join me. If you're returning, thank you. You guys are just wonderful. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And I hope you'll consider subscribing and coming back because we have a lot of fun together. All right, isn't this paper pretty? I think it's gonna be, I don't know. I never know. And then when I see it afterwards, I'm like, oh, the other side might have been better. But I'm gonna ink this side so you can hopefully see these score lines really well. It's not that the cutting, you know, is too challenging, but I know it's frustrating when you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, you can see those lines now, hopefully. And it probably would have helped if I had picked a little bit darker distress ink too. This is the tea dye that I've been a little excited about lately as well. All right, I hope you guys get excited about paper too and projects. Some people say you can tell in my voice because I'm laughing and excited, so I hope you can, because this is me living my very best life, doing what I love. So, okay, let's see what we have now. All right, if you have a direction to your paper, this one doesn't, this one did. You want it, before you start cutting, you want it faced, this is the top, this is the bottom. Okay, so if yours has some direction to it, you'll still end up with a couple of things upside down, but I don't even think you really noticed with the layering. These little flowers ended up upside down. But again, if it bothers you, use a paper that doesn't have direction. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to cut, and we're gonna cut it out because I need this piece to be thin. So I'm gonna go a little to the left of this score line and cut as straight as I can all the way up to this score line. And like I said, I am doing what I call really cutting it out. And I'm going to come out because I ended up with my other one having to trim. So let me show you. See, I'm off the score line, you know, by a sliver. And I'm going to try to cut straight all the way up to that line. And you have a flap. And then we're going to cut out this square. Same thing. I am going to cut out the score line. Now we are going to use all of these pieces we're cutting out, so don't lose them. And we'll trim them up and make them look pretty and then use them. All right. Because we are keeping this flap, so we're going to make a pocket out of this, go ahead and trim out that score line. And I'm going to the right now of the line, right up. And then I find it easier to just fold everything back like this. And then you can snip it off. So this is how much I took off from the other side. So see, you've got a gap there. So now when I show you how we're going to do this in a minute, you're going to see it's going to fold up in here nicely. We have to make everything kind of fit. I hope that makes sense. Okie dokie. Now we are going to do the same thing on this one. So this time we're going to go a little to the right of this score line, all the way up to here. Again, this is the top of your paper. So I'm going, you know, I'm really making this section, it's no longer going to be 4 by 4. It's going to be a little bit smaller. A smidge, right? Okay. Because this is going to do this. And I hope you can see what I was trying to do is make sure I have plenty of room to fold it up later. Now this one, we're going to cut off both squares. All right? So this one I want to be as close to that score line without leaving any of the, you know, bubbly part of the paper, because this is going to be our front cover. Okay, that's going to be the cover. So you don't want to leave the part that had the score in it. All right, save this. We're going to use it again. We'll trim it all up and make it look pretty in a little bit. Okay, this piece. So now you have something that looks like this. These two squares out and this square out. This piece, we want to just cut in half. So you have a couple of choices. We can measure 2 inches and draw a line and cut it. We can fold it, you know, just make a crease and cut it. You could probably get it on your trimmer. I think I'm going to do that. You can fold it. I found, and if you want to fold it, I'm sorry, I know I'm flipping everything around a lot. If you want to fold it, just take it and fold this end right to here and crease it and then cut it on the fold. This paper is so thick and everything. I'm just going to cut it at 2 inches. So I'm laying it in my trimmer. You'll see in just a second what I'm doing. Okay, so I cut off a 2-inch strip. Not sure what this was from. And now I'm going to have a pocket right there. I'm going to glue here and here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I hope that didn't confuse you. So basically what we did is we cut off 1.5 squares on this side. This side we cut off 2. All right, just adding a little ink before I put the glue down. If you want to do a thumb notch here, you can. I'm just going to leave mine for now. It would help if I opened the glue up. And this is the Lineco brand PVA glue. I get it on Amazon. I have it linked in my Amazon storefront. And then I put it in the little bottles. And I try to say it almost every video, but I still usually get somebody to ask, which is fine. It's totally fine. Because, you know, I fast forward through videos too and do different things. But this is what it looks like. You can get small bottles, large bottles, big jugs. I buy it in about this size, even though I go through a lot, because I find it doesn't get goopy or anything on me. I haven't tried the big jug. It might be okay. I don't know. All right, so to make this work the way you want it, you're going to fold it up and then back. And of course, I'm going to be adding ink to all my edges that I cut out. And probably on this side as well. Okay. I kind of ink as I go on this one. You can stop and go ahead and ink everything if you want to. And we could have done that the first time that I was inking. Gone ahead and got all the edges, but we'll be okay. All right, let me show you how we are going to do the front pocket now. So this is the piece that we cut out that's approximately 4 by 4, right? And it has these messy scores. I'm just going to trim them off. Okay, so now it's pretty close to a 4 by 4 inch square. And I am going to fold it in half, and I'm going to decide which side of the pattern we're going to use in just a moment. I love this floral. So I think what I am going to do is this is the cover, and it's going to go on just like this to form that pocket here and the pocket here. And I'm going to do that, even though I know I don't have the contrast on the front. And that would look cute, but then all I would have on this side is more of the orange. So I'm gonna do the floral. You can decide based on the paper you're using. If you decide to use a single-sided 12 by 12 paper, you could do that. You will just have, you know, quite a bit of the white that you'll want to probably layer, which takes a little more time, but it is doable and not at all a problem. I'm to do it this way because I'm probably going to end up, I don't know, doing a piece of lace or a piece of paper or trimming this one out a little bit. So, all right, there's a couple of ways you can do this. I'm just going to open this up so I don't accidentally get glue on my folio. I like to do it this way. I like to add glue here and here, seal this side down, and then flip it over and do the other side. Some people go ahead and put glue, you know, and then kind of manhandle it on. I feel like I always end up moving mine too much and I'm not happy with it. So, that glued down, and now I'm just turning it over and then adding glue again to the bottom and the top and sticking it down. Super easy. And again, if you wanted to do a notch or something like that, you could have on this pocket before you glue it down. Fun. All right. The next thing we're going to do is the gatefold in the center, and it is made with this piece. So it measures approximately 4 by 8. It just has the little score on this side. So I'm going to trim it up and make it pretty. I'm going to have to fold it in half because of my baby trimmer, but it's okay. It can handle it. And then I have a little bit of a score right here. Trim off. Now when I fold it in half, I think that's pretty close to perfect. All right. So now we're going to get to use this to make a gatefold. And the way we're going to do that is we are going to fold each side not quite to that center line, just like this. Again, so that they kind of meet right here in the middle. And I'm using my bone folder to make it nice and even. Look how cute. Now, on the prototype, I used my paper edger. Isn't that cute? The scalloped one that is ancient from Stampin' Up! From the early 2000s. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but they probably make something similar. And just because of the amount of the paper it took, you know, I ended up with this gap, which I don't mind. I like the gap. I like peeking in and seeing something. You just have to decide. Do you want to do some type of trim? I think Liz rounded hers. That looked really cute. You know, there's lots of things you can do to decide. I'm sitting here worrying that mine is a little too wide. It is, which means I am going to have to nudge one of these over just a smidge, and it'll be okay. No worries. You may want to look at yours before and trim it off on the ends before you fold to the middle. All right. I'm going to now trim the end off. All right. You can leave these with the, I still didn't take enough off. You can leave these squared, right, with just like this and do nothing and have the ribbon closing it, and then it'll open up like a gatefold. You really can decide. You could just round the corners. I'm going to do my paper punch, and this is what I meant. See how it takes off, you know, quite a bit, just the way the punch works. But I'm going to do it because I thought it looked cute and show you guys how I did it. Just lining it up. Okay, so look, I've got one side done. Now I have to do this side. And I don't know if this is, you know, the way you're supposed to use this punch, but I always kind of start approximately in the middle and then work my way out. Could probably start at the end. I don't know. That's just the way I've always done it. All right. Now I'm going to add a touch of ink. Make sure I'm on the right fold. And it isn't going to matter that I've got this fold here because it's going to be on glued onto the back panel. So no worries about that. I'm gonna finish my inking and then we'll be ready to do all the things. Okay, and it's not quite even now because of my little nudge, but look at this. It fits within this 4x4 square. My other one didn't do that, so I'm not quite sure what I did. I probably trimmed more off to begin with of the other one, but I'm okay. It's all right. It looks a little different, and I'm okay with that. Depending on what I put back here, you won't see that center line, so you may not even notice it that much. All right, now I do want to do a ribbon closure, and it doesn't look like I'm getting low, but I'm getting a low on some of the colors that I'm really enjoying using. So I think this one will work. I really wish I had some more orange or coral, but I just need to dye some more ribbon. And I do have a video on the ribbon dyeing if that's of interest. So the new trick that I learned, and it's working really well for me, is I need at least to wrap this around and tie it. So this is to go around the front, one length, the back, one length, and then I need at least like 2 more, and I'm going to do it a little bit longer to make sure. So 4 and a little smidge. And then I'm going to attach it to the back of this card. So I'm going to get the center, and I want to glue it down. On the other one, I tied it first to make sure, and it worked, so I'm not going to do that this time. But if you're not sure, before you glue your ribbon or whatever you're using down, you may want to, tie the bow and make sure you're happy with it. All right, I'm using a piece of 2-sided tape. This is approximately the center of my ribbon, the center of the back. All right. And now I'm going to lay it down nice and flat on the back of the card. And then in a minute, I'm going to add some more tape and glue so I have a little bit of wiggle, and it's just going to glue right into here. All right. So you have plenty of time to get your ribbon nice and straight so it doesn't add any unnecessary bulk with it, being curled up. So I'm just going to smooth it down and lay the tape. And I think if you tape the ribbon down, and then if you want to just use your glue, you can. I am going to do a little mixture. I really don't want this to come up while I'm working on camera, so I'm just going to use this and then some glue too, and I think we'll be good. All right. That's what I'm going to do. Tape and then glue. So I'll do glue over top of the tape I just laid down, and then nice along the edges, and a little like this. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think we're going to be good. All right, pick it up. Come back over to your project, get your ribbon out of the way, and I start at the bottom and bring it just above, again, that score line. Make sure I'm centered between these two, and it should fit nicely. Again, I checked it before. If I needed to, I could have trimmed the top off a little bit. You always can do it afterwards too. It won't hurt anything to take your scissors or your blade if it's a little too tall. Okay. Look at that. All right, and this is going to fold up in here. That's that funky fold I did. And this is where and mine is still, even with as much as I cut out, this side is just a smidge too wide on this edge. So guess what? I'm going to come through, and I am serious. I am taking a sliver, and I can take another sliver if I need to. I'm just trying to cut straight. It's a little hard on camera. Hope you guys can see. And it's just because we have so much we're folding up in here, which is why it's a touch fiddly. There we go. Yep, now it's edging to this side. All right, I'm going to take just another little smidge off. I'm sorry that I thought I took enough when I cut that gap out. I'll give you a little bit of a measurement. If your paper, whew, I did not go straight there. If your paper is a little bit thinner, your cardstock, we're good now. You may not have as much bulk. This ended up being right at 3 3/4 inches wide. Okay. So when you're cutting out your score lines, you can go like 1/8 of an inch on both sides, and that will end up being that 1/4 inch that you need. I hope that makes sense. But or you can just do it like I did. Just keep cutting a few slivers off until you're happy with how it closes up. All right. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and tie this, but we're going to come back in there in a second and do a little decorating. Show you that ribbon. Oh, how cute. I do like the pink and the orange and the colors together. All right. And if you want this to be flatter, you could do a different type of closure. You could do a little tab with a piece of Velcro and it would be thinner. I don't mind it being a little chunky. I like the bow. All right, so let's do a little decorating. Let's work on the cover to begin with. And I am going to look at the pieces. Oh, and then this piece. Don't lose this one. We will use it in somewhere in that middle section to make a pocket. So I'm just waiting because I'm going to look at what I have and how I want to do my pockets. Okay. All right, I think on this one, because you can really tell the difference in the pattern here, I'm going to do, I think, like a piece of lace. I think that would be pretty. In fact, I had some trim out. I'm reaching over. I got this actually at a dollhouse store. I've used it before, but won't that be pretty? And it's on the outside, so I don't mind it adding a little bit of bulk there. And I could use my two-sided tape to glue it down or hot glue. I'm going to use the two-sided tape. My hot glue gun is not warmed up. So I'm just putting it right on the edge of the pocket. Now I am going to really burnish this down well. And I would, I may go back later and kind of tug on it. And if it needs hot glue, then I will do that. But, depending on whatever trim or ribbon you're using, you can decide on the adhesive. This will be quick for the video. Okay. And it does appear that it's wanting to fray a little bit. So I am going to just add a drop of my fray check here. I don't use it that often, but this is my cover, and that'll dry and you won't see it. All right. You want to use that in a well-ventilated room if you're going to use a lot of it. Whew. Okay. So if I did okay with my glue, we still have that pocket. That looks cute. And now you don't really notice the pattern strangeness. I don't know if it was strange, but all right. I want some cute piece of something to go in this pocket. That doesn't really have enough contrast, but that's a cute little tag. I did trim a few of these items down so they would be a little bit better size for this project. And again, with kits, that's always an option, right? Let's turn this one into something. It's always an option because, for a full-size journal, the size ephemera that came in the kit was great, but I'm making a little one-page wonder. that ends up being 4 by 4. So I'm going to fold this over so that it gets a little more thickness and is decorated on both sides, right? And I have some of these index cards. Ha! It's the right size that I have been using to back things. This is to give it a little bit of thickness. And if I want to, I can also add something else, but I'm going to be okay. Trim it off. Okay. Like I said, I love finding paper patterns and designs and colors and kits that I enjoy, and then being creative in how I use them. It's one of my happy things. Okay, I like that. And I do think I want a touch of a ribbon, but I'm going to wait and decide on a color in a little bit. Okay. So for these pockets, there were a few little like words and things like this. And on this one, I was motivated to cover up part of the pattern because it was upside down. This one, I'm not feeling the need so much, but why don't I do memories? I like that special day label, but I'm not sure I want this to have to be only about like a special day. So I'm gonna say memories. And by the way, like if you end up being gifted this and then you want to use it in one of your journals, but like the word or the phrase doesn't quite go with your theme or what you want, guys, it's paper. Take something else and glue it over top. So if I had put special day and then you ended up with this, and you're like, but I wanted this to be about, I don't know, not a special day, like I miss you or I'm thinking of you, or just more, I guess you could have a gratitude journal be about a special day. But anyway, you can change the words. I just want to remind people that you really can layer paper on top of things if you want to change some of the items up. Okay, I think I'm going to do it this way so we see all 3 of the patterns. I'm just going to tuck it in there for now. And same, I think I'm going to make these, I love that, these a little bit bigger. I have this one and this one. They were the top of some pretty big tags. And I'm going to turn them into kind of chunky square tags to go in that pocket, but I'm not going to do it right now. Probably not on camera. Okay, let's get this going. Now, in my prototype, I took, and I'll have to trim it down because now we're definitely more narrow than 4 inches, and just did a pocket. I could do it this way. If I do that, though, you don't get any contrast. I was going to say to cover up that center line, which kind of shows you our gatefold is off a little. But, it's really not bothering me. I'm going to chop this down. It probably needs to be a little less than 3 3/4 is my guess. And just do it like that and turn it into a pocket. Now, again, if this is really bothering us, we could take a piece of washi tape and center it a little bit better. That might be fun. But I don't have my washi tape out right now. So we're just going to glue this down, and it's going to be fabulous. Now, this pocket could go on any of these flaps, but I'm going to put it here and just glue it down with glue, on the 3 sides. Just a very simple pocket. And now we've used all of the pieces except for the slivers we cut off from our 12 by 12 piece of paper. Isn't that exciting? Okay, let's put this little journaling card in there. And I may trim down. That one fits, so we'll just do that. And again, you could put a word, you could put more there, but I'm going to leave it for right now. Okay, this is what, isn't that funny? This is what we're going to see, this piece. We're not even going to see that. Oh, goodness. All right, Pam. It's okay. So I could have, if I wanted to do a belly band, could have done that. And it wouldn't have messed up this aesthetic. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. I do want a pocket. Now, I went ahead and cut a few pockets out. So I have this one. Ooh, that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Because we would have that color. So I have that pocket that came in the kit. There's this pocket, which is pretty, right? I'm thinking I'm going to enjoy this one like on this page. For some reason, that's already the colors. And I'm going to do it like I did my prototype. I'm going to have a pocket here and then just glue some kind of image or journaling, you know, a decoration, like a little mini kind of collage. So let's go ahead and put this on, since I know I like it here with the floral, the big floral. Okay, and I'll put something in it in a minute. Okay, this, again, let's just, I'm going to go very similar to what I did with the other one. I do have to trim it down because it's a little too tall. And have just a fun pot of vase, not pot, vase of flowers. And I think I took a little label or something, so we'll do that. It'll be cute. I'll just get this one done. And again, use whatever you have. This would be great to use scraps and eclectic bits and bobs and little pieces, little labels, all kinds of things. I think that would be super cute on this one. Yeah, we'll put that there. And later I may come back and put one of my like handwritten words on here. Something like that. How about a little flower? A little yellow flower. I'm just trying to find some things that'll fit. Ah, that fits. All right, we'll just leave those there for now. Okay, so that folds like that. Now we have this to do. This is the one that we see, and I'm going to use this. I love having that blue peek through. So simple pocket, and this is the size it was in the kit. It did have the flaps so that it can be a nice roomy pocket. I chopped those off because I already have enough bulk in my one-page wonder. But it's a nice pocket. I love it. All right. And I think I'm just going to tuck this in here for now. Yep, that's going to look cute. I may have to put a piece of cardstock on here to keep that from trying to fold where I creased it in the wrong place. But we'll worry about that in a little bit. Okay, I saved this. Ha, I love this piece. This is the top of a large envelope in the kit, you know, that would fold down. I haven't done anything here yet. Oh, goodness, there's so many places to decorate. And I'm going to make the tuck spot for this panel out of it. On the prototype, I used, what did I use? A half, like not even a half of a circle. So again, there's all kinds of options for making these little tuck spots. So all I'm going to do is on the straight edge, add some glue. And I'm being, you know, a little generous. I didn't try to do like the thinnest of beads. And I'm going to put it pretty close to the edge here. Try to center it top to bottom. There we go. And then I am going to pick one of these cards. And I'm probably going to trim it down just a touch. I really liked how the other one looked backed on one of these index cards. And I left a little smidge of the cream color from the index card around it. So I'm going to do that again. Isn't that pretty? So let me put my distress ink on. And again, this isn't necessary to the one-page wonder, but I get questions all the time, you know, our comments that you guys like to see the project, but you also sometimes want to see how I decorated. And if all you want to do is see the fold, then have at it and then go do your thing, right? But this allows the people that would like to see some decorating to have that option. Okay. Now I could ink some more, but I'm gonna, for now, not, because I think that looks pretty. And even though it's not quite the same color in this pattern paper, I think it adds something. Okay, so that folds up. This folds up. Ah, so cute. This will close and we'll tie it. I definitely think I may come through here with some of my handwritten words. That new paper kit, in fact, here it is right here, are some of the pieces from it. I wonder what the shade of pink, if it would go. It's a little, some of them might be okay, or I can just use one of the neutrals, but I probably will come through with a few little words in here and are on the tags, and I think that will be fun, but I will do that later. I have one more panel I want to put something on, and this is where my other one got quite chunky because I put that envelope there. I may just leave it. So you could decorate again. We could do another pocket. We could do a flip out. I mean, I don't mind mine being chunky. We could just do another, you know, piece from the kit. Aren't these pretty? So many options, but I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to put a little piece of ribbon on here. We'll use the little slot punch. Let's see. I'm going to do it a little bit off center, well, it's a lot off center intentionally, and then we will pick a ribbon to wrap around. All right. Sometimes I wish I could have one of you live with me to say, wait, you're off camera, you're off screen, or we couldn't hear you, or whatever. Or pick that color. Isn't that pretty, bringing the blue in? And the blue on the stripe of the paper. All right, let me get this out of the way. This one is staying closed better, probably because it doesn't have that one envelope. See how this one, it keeps wanting to pop open. Oh, and I don't even have it. It might be because I don't have this one tied. Let's just really quick tie it. I hope you guys liked this one. Please give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all are thinking. And you can undo your loose ribbon, or you can just be like me and slide it on. It really is enough just to keep it from popping up. This one, I think we'll do pink. And I may tie a bow with this one. I didn't with the other one. That was how much ribbon I had. So I kind of just did the loose knot that can be untied. All right. There we go. Cute. So cute. And hopefully that will dry soon. And you won't see that, but it's okay for now. All right. I hope you guys like them. Please let me know if you decide to make one. Like I said, I just love that little gatefold and then the little flip down. I had fun with it. I don't even think I used any Velcro dots from the other one. I used multiple Velcro dots, but I also did the little envelopes. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Until next time, thanks again for joining me.